Hello everybody, today I have the great enthusiasm to propose to you this key 77 entitled Multidimensionality. So this is the fourth video, the fourth chapter, even if they are independent, but let's say it will be the last round regarding this very crucial, very important, fascinating topic for which I gave you this example of the multiverse. I will not repeat all what I said previously in other videos, of course, but an orange would be as a metaphor, as a universe for which all of them would represent, in a certain extent, the multiverse. Okay, so this is the tree of life. Okay, the consciousness for which you're part of it, for everywhere, from different versions of yourself. Simultaneity of timelines with the choice. Well, now I'm gonna talk about something which is very interesting because it shows the resonance. The resonance, to make it short, this is, you know, when the butterfly effect, the butterfly just with small wind at the beginning really creates by amplification a tornado in West, for example, in Europe or States. Okay, so this is the fact. I give a hand to someone, he will give an hand and so on, and everybody give more hands and more light and so on. But on both sides, positive, negative, I mean light or darkness. So that's why be the change that you want to see in the world, as Gandhi mentioned, in the sense that don't wait for people to have the right to give love. That's the point. Today we're gonna spend a little bit different concepts, and at the end the quantum double. Okay, the quantic double, okay, your higher self, how to bridge it and why it's so important. But before that, I would like to talk about resonance. Resonance is the principle of Hermetism, as above, so below, as below, so above. This is the fact, for example, in your DNA, I mean, each part of your genes are containing the entire pattern of your genomes. Okay, so it's the same principle. And then there is like a reciprocity, of the effects. It means that your actions are affecting the entirety of the world. Why? Because all what you can see, all what you meet in your life are within yourself. This is your own universe. Y-O-U-universe. So you can have an impact on it. So I'm gonna quote a French physicist and philosopher who say the following: in the universe, each atom is connected to all other atoms through the substance and the spirit of antimatter. All knowledge is potentially accessible to each atom of the universe. All atoms can be accessible. We can download because it's a part of us. Okay? So, you are made of energy. You are only made of atoms. So, through that, it shows that you can have an access to everything. Everything which has been linked at a first time, a Bang Bang and so on, expansion of the universe. But there is a black hole, and there is probably billions of Big Bangs at the same time still. But there is also a black hole within a cell. A cell has a consciousness, as we mentioned in the previous video. So David Bohm, an amazing character who was admired by Einstein, is saying the following: nature has a meaning and therefore a consciousness, even at the level of the electron. This consciousness is everywhere and in all things. So, nature, everything has a consciousness. Atoms have a consciousness. A cell has a consciousness in biology. A cell has its own consciousness. Who is giving orders when your immune system is battling against a virus or against a bacteria and so on and so forth? Good question, right? So, now we'd like to talk about the resonance, morphic resonance. But before, I need to start with morphic field, okay, the theory from the doctor and biologist Rupert Sheldrake. that I appreciate, and it's kind of Big Bang of, yeah, a revolution of thinking. And by the way, he has been attempted to be murdered by someone, maybe crazy, or I don't know. I hope it's not something behind. But anyway, so to start gently, it's referring roughly to the theory of the 100th monkey. I make it short. During 8 years, some Japanese scientists observed a race of monkey on an island, so remote. Okay, this population, one of them, of the monkey, discovered one day like this, that's the fact to eat, I mean to clean with natural water the potato, sweet potato, it was better, it was not bitter, instead of having some sand on it. Okay, so it's better. Okay, so he tried to share this experience, which is for him or for it better. So some of them, they accept, they adhere, they like it as well, and mutually like this, this is spread. Okay, the knowledge is spread, integrated as an experience and so on. But some people are reluctant, some people, they don't want this and so on. So until after 8 years, 100th, we don't know exactly if it's 100, they don't count the population, maybe it was 1,000 on 10,000 monkeys, whatever, okay? We don't know exactly this percentage. There is some theory, some people say it's 1%, some people say it's square roots of 1% of a population, which is very, very small. Anyway, so the night that they reach this critical threshold, sorry, I can never pronounce this, Threshold, threshold. But anyway, this critical, limit, let's say, when you overpass it, actually suddenly, in the night, maybe if you were 10%, immediately everybody in the night adopts this behavior. So it's like, you know, it's like when you drop a drop of milk into your coffee, instantly, okay, it become brown. But the worst thing within this is the fact that the race of monkeys in the different other islands, the same night, they had exactly the same updates or downloading of their this behavior without being taught about it. They didn't took a boat to teach them during the night, knowing that it took 8 years for them for all of them to add. What does it mean? It is exactly what Rupert Sheldrake tried to demonstrate, the fact there is a morphic field. It means a species, a race, a species, as a kind of clouds. Okay, egregor could be equivalent, and concretely, he has the capacity through the quote I say to download this information, to update this information, to upgrade this information. A little bit like when you wake up in the morning and you take your mobile and you have an update. Okay, so. But accessible for humanity in a certain extent. In the universe, each atom as is connected, let's do it again. In the universe, each atom is connected to all other atoms through the substance spirit of antimatter. All knowledge is potentially accessible to each atom of the universe. Actually, you know, if we go further, so this is incredible. You can download whenever you want. But that's why, if I download some information, I discover something, the same discovery will be more accessible to other people. The more you awaken, the more you do as well. The more I do as well, and so on. That's why the awakening is collective through this principle, and that's a principle of morphic resonance. The fact that if we do it, I mean, that's why there is, we are also, we do our job individually, but it's impacting other people. But once we will reach, not necessarily a majority, just a certain amount, there will be this shift of paradigm and the new era and so on and so forth. But once again, personally, and you all in the multidimensionality, you coexist in all of them as a little universe. So in a chaotic future, I still exist there, but I don't care, because my consciousness is not there. My choice, my free will be in a luminous one. Okay? But what's happening in the mind of someone? I don't know if someone imagine to punch me or have fantasy. I don't know. So what's the point? I don't mind about this if I have not the knowledge of it, if I'm not aware about that. Well, let's go further. The brain is too small to contain memory. Thus, it would be a storage organ, but a link with the database of the morphogenetic field. You know, it's like when you send a link to someone and it doesn't need necessarily to download. It's the same. Because otherwise it would be impossible to storage everything, every information. Let's go further. I would like to talk about Baxter effect. For those who knows, it was biologists wanted to demonstrate that the plants have not necessarily a kind of brain, of course, but they have a sensitivity. So he used actually a polygraph device, okay, like you know, the lie detector, to record sensory information. Okay, so he started. It was not working. After a while and so on, he said, okay, what should I do and so on? Maybe more extreme. Maybe I should just thinking about that. I should burn it. And at this moment, he thought that there was some influence and some sensitivity recorded by the device, the device here. So what does it mean? It's like if the plant has the consciousness of the thoughts linked like telepathy through. So you say maybe it's an interference, maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's just. So he did it different times, and every time it worked. Well, so plants don't have a brain, of course, located somewhere, but probably multiple control centers, like DNA probably. You know, it's like the experience of geranium. You take the mother plants and you take the the small shots. The shots are the sons, okay, the children. If you isolate one of them and you don't give water, it will die, okay? But nobody is affected by this. But if this is the mother geranium, okay, in that case, all the children will die, okay? And geranium is not feeding the children in Codamark. So it's just a question of there is a link encompassing a canvas, okay? A subtle canvas accessible for everybody. Well, you know, it's like the elements of animals, vegetal, even physically, those who are animists, they think there is a soul into a spirit, into everything, and even in materialistic things, okay? Well, principle of different mysticism. Gaia hypnosis is, it has been evoked in 1980, yeah, my birthday, birth year, by someone, Lovelock. I love it, in the language of bird, locker, unlock love, okay, thanks to this theory. It just states that, you know, its biosphere behave globally like a living being, okay, with its own roles and so on. Like you are a cell of this planet as well. And this is the principle of biosphere. What is biosphere? It's the fact that everything is entangled, okay? You have your watch, okay, and you say, oh, this component is useless, take it out. Oh, it's ugly, take it out. Everything has a reason for being on this planet, on nature. That's why there is a consciousness. This is what I said just before when I say the universe, I mean, No, it was David Bohm, sorry, who said nature has a meaning and therefore consciousness, even at the level of the electrons. The consciousness is everywhere and in all things. So the fact to have killed 50% of our species, vegetal, animals, and so on, is normal. It's normal that it doesn't work, and also there is reciprocity because, okay, Gaia as a being, let's say, by energy, give you back this to mankind, and by return, if we are negative and affected by that, okay, but I'm not talking even only about storms, climate change, and so on. I'm just, even the energy of Mother Earth is decreasing, so is aggressive, and which is normal if you attack. And I don't know, a cat is very cute and so on, but if you, I don't know, you throw some stones, or it will be aggressive by a reptilian dimension. Is just reaction, force of reaction. So, and by return, we will feed it again and again. So that's why it's mutual resonance, but also for the positive and the negative. If we take care of it as your mother Earth, and you give love and so on, and you will receive much more love. He says something very interesting, Lovelock. He said, we can consider the full range of living matter on Earth, from wells to viruses, from oak trees to algae, as living entities capable of manipulating Earth's atmosphere in order to respond to its overall needs and to have faculties and capacities which go well beyond those of its components. So this is the present time, and we have to reconnect to ourselves individually, okay, our great family, and also Mother Earth is a part of the game as well. And to be in harmony with all this, to contain the unity, the universe, Y-O-U, it's encompassing all this with love. There is hologram theory from David Bohm as well, who actually it's let's say the principle of the fact that genome contain each gene contain the integrality of your genome. Okay, so the cosmos could be an infinite structure of ways where everything is connected to everything else, and where being and non-being, spirit and matter, would only be different manifestation of the same deep reality animated by a permanent flow of creative transformation. So this is a principle of Indra's necklace, Indra's pearls necklace in Hinduism. Concretely, I told you several times, is an image, but you can see a spider web. Okay, so in the morning you still have some droplets. Okay, each drops reflecting the integrity, the entire pattern, and this is the point. So the question is, who are we? Are we only this body for materialistic society that we sell it to us at credit without credit? Anyway, are we this body, or are we the spirit observing the body and also having the connection with the soul as a triptych, and has a higher self? We are encompassing the three dimensions, the triptych, of course, but actually is the fact, are we the same person today than 10 years ago? Of course not. When you were 20, I don't know which age you have, but personally, 43. When I was, of course, 20, absolutely different. When I was 10, even worse. 5, even worse. And baby, I'm not talking about it. Okay? So now I can, for instance, I having good vibration when you feel at home. You meet someone. Yesterday I met a Scottish guy, very vibrating. I just crossed the street. I was printing the documents for today, and I saw his gaze, but it was so intensive. He was more than 10 years than me and so on. So I crossed, and then I returned back, and again. And he was insisting a little bit, like soul to soul. Just eye contacts, okay? And it was nothing ambiguous. It was a very great person. We talked 2 hours and a half. It was like home. We were vibrating. We were so close. Whatever the age, whatever the country, whatever anything. It was like the consciousness. When I say we feel at home, is when it's soul to soul, the consciousness reconnecting to the consciousness. So, you know, let's come back also to the notion of natural know-how of your soul and your cells. Sorry. You know, there is probably an outside and inside part of life, matter, antimatter. A French scientist declared that at the level of the most elementary particle of matter, an exterior and an interior, the exterior having only the properties of raw matter, physical matter, the interior conferring on the particle certain spiritual characteristic. And this is to go further, the fact there is probably the existence of such outer observable space. Wormhole, as we saw, black hole, white hole, and then communication between both. But as according to him, there is an indirect influence behind the screen, behind the mirror. Multidimensionality. But, you know, it's like, you know, this notion of, let's say, to make it short, okay, it's, and direct, it's like, we will see after probably for quantum double, but, yeah, the notion of, the solution to go out of the labyrinth, okay, the maze. It is an amazing solution. Taking half. What does it mean? It means that literally you're out of space-time. When you are out, you are disconnected, so you can admire and to see the angles to go out of it. You know? So, it is the point, but let's try to see a little bit with a little bit of poesy. Voltaire said the following, Enlightenment philosopher: "The world embraces me, and I cannot dream that this watch exists and has no watchmaker." And what I like when I hear that, watchmaker, okay, the watch itself and the doer, the maker of a watch, okay, but what does it imply? It's it means you need and it's necessary to watch, okay, and to be observed at the same time, to make it through. So the observer plus the observation and the observed objects make an inseparable block. You know, it's a little bit the same that I can hear in Mandarin, in Chinese. I know this is not the same icons, it's just the sound. Is time. Is 是真. Okay, 是 means literally to be, or not to be, no, to be, and 见 means different thing, to see, so to observe, let's say, to see, or to block, or separation. So it means that through the time, we are blocked we are stuck in this illusion that there is only one way, a linearity of the hour of time, despite the fact there is a multidimensionality. But once again, to come back to it, is like watching thousands of movies at the same time. It is not livable, it is not understandable. That's why the consciousness needs to separate. To separate, as they say in the language of bird, to separate, literally, I mean, existing existence, literally means that to separate. I told you many times. So just that's why, you know, I'm always saying that everything is superimposed, and above all, superbly posed but never imposed. Meditate on that. You can find this 99 like this with illustration on my website. You can download for free. It's the name is Synthesis of Saint Thesis. Okay. So this notion of double or dual, quantum or quantic dual or double. Okay, it's another causality. Okay, another causality means, for example, it is not because two clouds meet each other, it is that is gonna rain. It is because it's gonna rain, or it is because we want by our prayers it's raining that is gonna rain. You understand the subtlety? It's you can change it. So you know, informational, crystallized in the matter, okay, in one timeline instead of other. This is multidimensionality. Yeah, the quantum mechanics is the field of possibilities, and then the quantum collapse is a state, as I say, with the casino wheel, okay, potential, boom, or the sphere, or the torus, and then poof, only one state among, otherwise you watch different movies at the same time. So this notion of double is like what we call in Egyptian the Ka, is your higher self, is your angel guide. It is a higher self, you saw probably, allowing you to take a certain distance, okay, half, to see the different timelines and to choose, or to indicate, not to choose for you, but to indicate you the information that your subconscious needs to receive, to choose the experience you want to do. And can be for the good, for the bad. And for the bad in quantum arc, because, for example, yeah, you decide to have an accident for, let's say, cope with their education and so on, to show to yourself, to be more confident, to show to people, or you develop, when I've been, let's say, addict in the past when I was a teenager, now, or the fact I was unhappy, now it's allowed me, thanks to this experience, to help people who has this problem. Okay, so it can be like this. So, because he's watching the different similarities, as we saw and as we say many times. You know, this notion of south plus emotion activating the reality, this is, once again, what Einstein say, match the frequency of the reality that you want. You cannot stop getting it. This is not philosophy. This is science. This is also what Buddha said differently. What you think, you become it. What you feel, you attract it. What you imagine, you create it. I referred to the key 38 on visualization, co-creation. I developed many techniques like this to help you to get what you feel, what you want in terms of free will, as we explained the last video. Regarding that, I love this beautiful sentence from Jean Cocteau, a French writer, who said, "We have inherited a guardian angel whom we constantly mistreat. We must once again become the guardian angel of our guardian angel," like shifting also with it, or with him, with ourselves. And we're shifting. But actually, this is extremely important. You know, Einstein says also, it seems to be normal to retribute, to give back what you receive. And, you know, many people say to me, I give a lot in my life. My time, my love, my light, because I receive a lot. But this is chicken and egg. You know, maybe you give and then you will receive. It's not, I will be generous when I will have money, just physical, materialistically speaking. No, is on the other way around. Is because you are generous, life with the abundance will be generous with you in general. So this is certainly different. You know, all this, once again, is theory, but it can be put into practice, because the new paradigm, the new era will only occur through the down-to-earth and vibrating, let's say, project, luminous, just a sight, a smile at life, reconnection through that is experiencing the living God through us, the consciousness through us. But we have it to share and to think that you are a part of the game, you are a part of the masterpiece, you are a part of your piece is as much as important as you and you. You know, the golden rule. The golden rule exists in all the religions. It's like the most important foundation. It is, concretely, it is present in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Zoroastrianism, and so on, so far. All of them. What is it, concretely? Don't do to someone what you wouldn't do, you wouldn't like to be done, okay? But this is negative way, but on the other way around, this is the same principle, but oriented positively. It is behave with other people, your neighbors, as with you, or with what you expect to receive, or your family and so on. But we have it. When you baby, I mean, you first think about your baby or your children to give food before yourself. The happiness is even more intensive, is more true, but is shared. Okay, it's like a bottle of champagne. You know, since I'm young, I'm vibrating so much, and I was experiencing this kind of sometimes fullness, wholeness, fulfillments, and I wanted to share. I was watching, feeling the same. So, and the more we will re-experience that, the more, because we are coming from it, and we came back from it. We are supposed to be solidarious with us to come back to this point of singularity, and to re-embrace our divinity, not as a egotic, let's say, limitation, as a egotic spirituality, no, as something bigger, lighter, and so on. Be the change that you want to see in the world, but it's the time of choice. It's up to you, it's up to us to decide. I mean, not darkness, fear, fragmentation, or love, radiating. And empathy allows that. There is also a key for that. I explained what is empathy, what is so important is the fact to project yourself through the complexity of someone and so on so far. Okay, because, you know, it's a collective trophy. It's a collective victory. It's a teamwork. I mean, okay, nobody can go to toilets for yourself. Okay, you have to do the job for yourself. But we all help each other by our vibration and the way to radiate. Well, next series of videos will be on different realities. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have a lot of fun as well. Well, I hope it will be helpful for you to shape the master key of the field of consciousness, of love, or whatever you want. As you know, all the roads lead to Rome, and to home, and to the Dome. Thank you for your attention, and see you very soon.